Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Yassine here. Literally, this is my second time recording this video because I realized at the end of the video that I was muting the microphone. All right, let's jump right to it. SPY and then QQQ, what I've been watching. Right, it's been acting right. We had a double bottom here. We're making higher lows, and then I thought we're gonna go to the dumpster right after this this day in here, where the market actually just shook everybody here, especially after I was watching this low in here, and especially at this breakout candle, and then the market just decided to reverse and shook everybody out. And this is why I always like to stay unbiased. I don't care if it's bullish, bearish. I just want to know, I want to be able to read correctly what's happening. And like I said, the market, excuse me, decided to reverse the theme from being bearish to being bullish. You look at the SPY, same thing in here. All right, another way I like to analyze my chart is by looking at this thing on a weekly basis. So after this breakdown candle, I thought we're gonna keep continuing lower. The market decided to reverse, and I was watching this breakdown candle, and then we starting to close above it. That means this thing is in the garbage, and then we went sideways. That's an indication of being the markets is actually flagging right in here, up, and then 1 2 3, and then this week the market is starting to close above, especially on QQQ, starting to close above the high of all these highs of these candles. That's an indication of the market wants to push higher. I don't know what everybody else say, but this is what I'm looking at. I know the Fed's going to come up on Wednesday, and then they're going to decide whether either they're going to increase interest rate or break it down, whatever the heck they want to do. I don't care. I just want to know what's happening in front of me. So it could be either way. It could be good news on inflation and all that, but it's still the market's acting differently. That's why I always watching the price. So QQQ, watching it in here on a weekly chart, the market went up and then went sideways. That's all. That's an indication of being bullish. And then the only time when, if we're starting to reverse back lower, if we're starting to close back, that this is the first indication if we're gonna head lower, closing below the low of this week, and then especially again after this week in here too. So the first one is going to be this week, and then after that it's going to be this week. That's going to be an indication of that the market wants to go lower. That's a warning sign, but the first warning sign is this week, closing below it. Every time I say violate, that means close below a certain pivot point. As of right now, I did a research I screen stocks, and as you may know, I do screen stocks by relative strength, and I do include the fundamentals as well. So I wanted stocks that acting and behaving better than what the market is doing. Some of these stocks are CO. Very simple look. An analysis. You want to see how, if the stock's still holding above the 21 moving average. It could be the 20, it could be the 21. This is very simple tool how to tell if the stock is acting better, if it's going to be keep going higher or not. And then I pull both of them and I compare them, both of them. You can see this is the market from the previous recording when I had no mute. So you can see that CO, this stock, let me delete all this stuff, and you can see that the stock's been acting better than the SPY. So you look at up here on the SPY, with actually broke down and then starting to close and trade below the 50 moving average. We're below over here on the same period of time. This stock has been holding above the 21 moving average. That's an indication of strength. That means you want to keep the stock. That means you in your watch list. That means you want to wait for it to give you a good entry point. For me, for example, I would say so when the stock's starting to close, so this is here, and then the stocks is, so this could be a good entry, even though like I don't like them when they move, extend above in one single day, that like more than 5%. I don't like chasing them. So this was good entry point on this area here when we're starting to close above here. This is a good entry point. Again, this is only like examples. I can talk more about this. It depends on what the stock is, how it's behaving. Another stock, so we can go faster, HUBS. The stock's put cup on a handle. You look at it on weekly. Always look at the stock on weekly so you can see a better picture of what's happening. The stock broke out in here. I talked about this before it broke out, and I was watching it, and then it just decided not to go up. It just decided to go sideways. So that means people are still holding it. So that's a good indication. Stocks MSI. I had this stock before. I bought it right at the breakout, and I'll tell you more about what I did to it. It's still above the 20 moving average. This is literally a simple tool. Above the 21 moving average, acting good. Closing below and trading still below the 21 average, acting weak. Below the 50, not so good. This is it. You want to keep your trading as simple as possible. Another stock, TMHC. Stock broke out after this consolidation here. So that was almost the stocks. Always know this stock's gonna move and it's gonna retract to the 21 or 20 moving average. It's gonna go from there. Basically it. Stocks go ups and then pull back, and you know this, and it's gonna go up. So you don't want to be buying it right when it makes that move higher. You want to wait for it until it pulls back to the 20 moving average. It's pull back. Another stock is CPRT, and you notice all these stock is still acting good. They're above the 21 moving average. Nothing wrong about them. You just want to buy them when they're when they're breaking out or pulling out to the 21 moving average. That's all. It depends on your risk appetite. Apple is really acting fine. To see the whole point, again, I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over. Look at the stock, any chart, look at it on weekly and see what's happening. The stock on weekly basis, it moved higher, right? And then it's normal for it to pull back. See all this here, it's a pullback. We had a double bottom here, and then the stock moved up higher again, and then it did a flag. You see that? It moved up from here to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it broke out again. And then now it's trending up, and then it's breaking out this downtrend in here. This is it. Stock, another one is KISS XPOF. This stock's still behaving well, even though we had some breakdown, some gap downs here, but they were I don't know if it was earning or not, but anyway, the stock's still going up higher, following it, higher lows, and this is usually how I follow the trends. LW, stock still above the 21 moving average. NVDA still above the 21 average. We kind of closed below it in here, but still like a shakeout, but still stock still acting better. Look at it on the weekly and it'll tell you the whole story. Another stock is Wink. Stock still above the 21 moving average, and it's still trending as long as it didn't break any, it didn't break any that last low. And this is I usually follow here. You follow the trend. Anytime breaking out the last low is an indication that trend is over. Race stock had a good move in here, and I just consolidated. Okay, had a breakout here. It decided to pull back to that 21 moving average. Okay, another one is MNSO. Stock below $20. Stock moved up high, pulled back, decided to move high again. See that here? And then I thought the stock's already finished in here when it's starting to trade and close below, and then trade below the 50 moving average, which is the red line, but it decided to go back up with some okay volume, not a great volume, but hey, you want to keep this on your watch list. ER is coming up on the 25th of coming month, May. Another stock that I was really watching, which is the last one, SYM. This is a new stock, and I was watching it, but I haven't bought stocks in a while because I've been trading vertical spreads for the last couple of weeks, and I've been doing really fine with them. I'll talk about if you want me to talk about vertical spreads and how I trade them. I can talk about it if you let me know in the comment, and I'll be happy to do so. Stock, one thing I will tell you, and this is again, I'm all for simple trading. I don't like to complicate trading. You only need 2 moving averages, the 50 and then the 21. I do add the 8 moving average, that, and then volume. That's all I need, and I have fundamentals in here. Okay, that's all I have. I'm all about technicals. Okay, I do look at the sales and revenue, but I'm always looking at I'm emphasizing and picking up my stocks based on relative strength. If a stock is acting better than the broad market, I want to know it. I want to see it. I want to see how it acts. I don't want to be the first one to get in there when it's the right time to buy it. The stock actually made a base and then consolidated in this area here, breakout here, pulled back, resistance becomes support, support become resistance, and then it consolidated again a little bit here and starting to break out right in here, and it moved higher and then pulled back a little bit, barely to the 21 average, and then it's starting to break out again here, and then started to move higher. So basically from the breakout, well, I wouldn't call it from here because we had a violation here, so I will go starting to break out from here. So the move from here to here, that's about 71% in literally 1 month, a little over 1 month. Now when any stock move that much fast, it doesn't matter. I mean, it can keep going higher, that's fine, but the first signs that I usually get from the stock is when it's starting to close below the 21 moving average. You can close one day, that's fine, but if it goes up high or it just closed next day below the 21 moving average, that's, for me, that's an indication. Again, that's me, and that's based on my experience. That's an indication that the stock wants to digest. It could digest down here for a little while and then make a base, or it can just roll over. I don't know what's gonna happen, but for me, this is like an indication that the stock, and again, this is indication that the stock wants to pause. Okay, and look at that volume starting to picking up. Again, that's based on my experience, and from watching stocks and looking at the chart for hours and hours and hours. Okay, so this is it. So we just talked about the whole broad market. I give you a couple stocks. If you want me to tell you a little more about Bitcoin, I'll be glad to. If you have any questions, you let me know. And subscribe if you find this helpful. I don't want to make longer videos than I have to. I'm here to help, and then you just comment, subscribe, share this video if you want me to. I can pick up one stock if you want me to, and then I'll tell you what's happening, how I do trade them and how I don't trade them, and then I'll show you sometimes like how do I screen for stocks, and it's very simple stuff. And I do have a video on how to screen stocks on FinViz if you don't have to see 2000. I hope this video was helpful to you. Subscribe and like it. Comment if you want me to talk about any single stocks or anything like that, and I'll see you soon next time. Bye bye.